Now look, I'm not the type of person who likes to be negative on the internet. But no matter what, I kind of feel like I have a hard time seeing this actually happen. Visual novel for sure, but it feels like a missed opportunity by not taking advantage of the fact that this is a new location that you can't freely export to your likeness, much like Woohoo by Nintendo that reveals that free updates are coming sometime down the line. Then I'm sorry, it's just hard to be excited. Clearly. But I mean what I say when I'm not really expecting a new Nintendo Direct to really happen this month. Now, I am aware of all the rumors floating around online about how a new Nintendo Direct is expected to happen on the 29th of June, and believe me, I'm not trying to make these rumors sound like they're automatically false, or the person who's saying that a Direct is expected is wrong. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just giving my thoughts on what I think about the potential Nintendo Direct that's rumored to be happening in a few days. Wow, June's over already? And I know that normally for direct videos like these, I would just typically talk about what games I'd like to see or get shown off without actually being sure if a direct is even going to happen or not. But I wanted to experiment with a new format for today's Nintendo Direct speculation. You know, change things up for the better. Or for the worst, you could go either way with that opinion. But if you like this new format for Nintendo Direct speculation videos, let me know. If you don't, I am so sorry. Now, just because I'm saying that I don't think a new Direct will happen on June 29th doesn't mean I don't want one. I mean, by all means, give us one. There's still probably tons of new Nintendo-made first-party games that still need to release for the latter half of 2022, especially considering the only ones we know of are Splatoon 3, Xenoblade 3, Mario plus Rabbids, Pokemon, and DLC and updates for already released games like Switch Sports and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I mean, it's decent. But come on, Nintendo still has tons of new games cooking in the oven for later this year that they didn't show us. Not to mention our last traditional Nintendo Direct was back in February, 4 months ago. So yeah, I do think we are due for another one. And I think the timing of June 29th isn't bad either. But one of the reasons why I think we're probably not going to get one is because we literally just had one recently. Yes, we literally just had a 25-minute Direct just last week. The only thing different about it compared to literally every other Direct was that it was Xenoblade Chronicles 3 focused. Now, I'm not saying Xenoblade or games like Xenoblade are bad or anything, far from it. It's one of Nintendo's most popular franchises, and I've always heard good things about it. But for someone who just can't get into these kinds of games, I just wasn't really all that excited for it. JRPGs like these just don't really appeal to me, to be honest. Though, to be fair, I have a very specific taste for what games actually do appeal to me, and that's being generous. And considering how, again, Nintendo just had a Xenoblade-themed Nintendo Direct last week, I feel that's one of the contributing factors as to why I'm not expecting a new Direct. Now, Nintendo could throw us a curveball and have 2 Nintendo Directs in the same month, the first time in Nintendo Direct history. I think. I'd have to check my history. And that could be a possibility, but I feel the chances of that are pretty slim. Nintendo's been airing Nintendo Directs for well over 10 years now, and I could not recall a single time where they had 2 Directs in the same month. Again, I might be wrong. But I do remember when they had 2 presentations in the same month, as in one Direct and one non-Direct, like when they had the September 2019 Nintendo Direct in September 2019, and a Sakurai Presents presentation showing off Banjo-Kazooie for Smash Ultimate immediately after that. So they could maybe do something like that again. But now that Smash Ultimate is wrapped up with all of its DLC, what other kind of presentation could Nintendo hold that isn't a Direct? Maybe another contributing factor could have something to do with the fact that E3 2022 is cancelled. I mean, I don't really think this is the case as much as the other reason I just mentioned, but maybe without E3, Nintendo just doesn't really feel like there's much of an incentive for them to air a new Direct this summer when E3 is cancelled. Again, I don't really think this is the case as much, but again, it could be a possibility. Now, another reason could be due to Nintendo not really having a whole lot of new first-party releases to introduce us to outside of stuff they already showed off. Now, I know this might seem like a poor reason as to why I think a new Direct probably won't happen, but like I touched on before, my channel, my rules. So far, at least for the first part of 2022, Nintendo's been pretty good with its first-party releases. I mean, just in the first half of 2022 alone, we got Pokemon Legends Arceus, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Nintendo Switch Sports, Mario Strikers Battle League, and just recently Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. That's pretty good for the first half of 2022. And there's definitely a few games we know about for the end of the year, But maybe Nintendo doesn't really have anything to show off in terms of new game announcements and are probably putting it off for later this year. Like maybe for the September Direct. But what do you think? Do you think a new Direct is going to happen soon? Do you think it won't? And did you enjoy the new format I chose for today's Nintendo Direct speculation topic? I don't really want this to be the standard for future videos. This is just something I want to do every once in a while, so rest assured, the typical speculation videos you're used to won't be going anywhere anytime soon. But yeah, June 29th Nintendo Direct. Hopefully it'll happen. I'm not 100% guaranteeing it or really expecting it for that matter. I mean, June 29th is still a few days away from now, so maybe Nintendo will drop an announcement during the week. But we'll see. I'm just going to keep my expectations low here. And you know what? It is always good to keep expectations low. So if the Direct doesn't ever happen, our hopes and dreams will not be crushed because of it. And that's going to wrap up today's video. If you enjoyed the video, then please consider subscribing and checking out my other videos on my channel where you'll find more videos like this one. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.